Hey everybody, Eric here on Wednesday, November 16th. But you're not going to see it until Thursday, November 17th at the earliest because it's late and I'm not going to post it until tomorrow. But let's go over the comic books that I picked up today. And we're going to start with Blade, Vampire Nation. It's just a one shot. It's from Marvel. It's going to be Blade and some vampires. I don't know. But it's Blade and vampires, so you know I'm going to pick it up. And I don't know if it's tying into anything, if it's leading into anything, but it's Blade and it's vampires. Speaking of vampires, we have West of Sundown, issue 6 from Vault Comics. And this is a vampire western with a very spooky cover. Then we have Door to Door, Night by Night, number 1, another one from Vault, and this is written by Cullen Bunn. So you know I had to pick it up, and it's about some door-to-door salesmen who hunt monsters in their off time, I believe. And I don't know if it's a miniseries or ongoing, but it's Cullen Bunn, it's monsters. You know I'm going to get it. All right. Demon Wars, Shield of Justice, number 1 from Marvel by Peach Momoko. This is a one-shot that ties in with the other Marvel stuff that she's done, where it's essentially Marvel in a fantasy feudal Japan. First she did a series kind of focused on the X-Men, but like Black Widow, some other characters were in there. Thor, I think, was in there. Now she's doing one that focuses on Iron Man, I believe. But this, I think, is going to focus on Captain America, or at least the feudal Japan version of Captain America. Beautiful artwork, Peach Momoko. She writes and draws, and it's translated by somebody, I believe. Maybe not. It just says story and art by Peach Momoko, co-script by Zach Davison. So maybe co-scripter means he's the translator? I don't know. But beautiful stuff. And then DC versus Vampires All Out War, number 5 of 6. Almost finished. This is the DC versus Vampires side series that's black and white and red, and then there's usually a little story in the back. And I'm digging it. I'm enjoying it. Having fun with it. And these always go on top of the pile. All right. Harley Quinn, the animated series, Legion of Bats, issue 2 from DC Comics. Now, the last Harley Quinn, the animated series book that came out took place between seasons 2 and 3. I'm not sure where this takes place. If it's, because I believe season 3 is over, so this might take place after season 3 or maybe during. I can't say, but I love the TV show and I've been digging the comics. Then we have A Legacy of Violence, issue 2 from Mad Cave, written by Cullen Bunn. So you know, as always, I'm going to pick it up. It's as simple as that. I don't have much more to say about that. And then, finally, for the floppies, as they call them, Deceased, War of the Undead Gods, number 4 of 8 from DC Comics. This is the DC Zombies story, the final chapter. And again, really, really good stuff. I like what they did. Completely different than what Marvel did with Marvel Zombies. And another one that goes to the top of the pile. Now we've got some collected editions. So first off, we have... the cover's not going to tell you, so I have to read the spine. This is Mighty Marvel Masterworks, Namor the Submariner, The Quest Begins. but the cover is from Tales to Astonish. And this reprints Tales to Astonish 70 through 80 and Daredevil number 7. Now, it only actually reprints half of 70 through 80 because Tales to Astonish was split between the Submariner and the Hulk. It wasn't a team-up book. Half the book was a Submariner story, half the book was a Hulk story. And then Daredevil number 7 had Namor in it, so they're throwing that in there. And I was told, I can't verify this, but I was told that this was the first issue. 7 seems awfully late in the series, but I was told this is the first issue where he has his red costume, Daredevil. I don't know. But I really like these Mighty Marvel Masterworks. They're good value, I think, to read all this great old stuff. Then we have something new, something old that's new again. This is Venom Lethal Protector, Heart of the Hunted from Marvel Comics. And it collects Venom Lethal Protector from 2022, 1 through 5. And it's written by David Michelinie, or however you say his name, who was a classic Venom writer, I believe. Yes, Venom co-creator. So this is an untold tale. Marvel's been doing this with some miniseries where they're basically telling stories that took place in the past, these untold stories. They've had some symbiote Spider-Man miniseries, 3 or 4 of those. So they took place back when Peter Parker was wearing the black symbiote suit. And now this goes back to early days of Venom solo series. Which I liked that stuff. I like Venom when he's well written. So looking forward to that. And then a book that may have to go on some sort of display stand because it looks like the cover is glow in the dark. And this is Batman Spawn, the Classic Collection from DC and Image. It's a hardcover, and I believe that's glow in the dark. I'm gonna have to shine some light on it for a while and see what happens. And if it is, I'm gonna find a stand, someplace to put it, somewhere, so that I can see the glowy stuff. But this collects Batman Spawn, War Devil number 1, and then Spawn Batman number 1. So there were 2 crossovers, and there's a third one coming out. Finally, this is from way back. Well, it says for the first time in nearly 3 decades. So yeah, it was a long time ago they did these, and now there's a new one coming out. I used to have these back in the day. Now I've got them again. Really nice looking book. And great art, interesting story. I like different companies crossing over. There you go. And that's it. So, first, the general question. What catches your eye of all these comics? What would be the most interesting to you? More specific question. And okay, I was going to ask a question that I think I've asked before, so I'm going to switch it up and say, or ask, are there any characters that you would like to see in retro tales, for lack of a better way to put it? So, this is a brand new comic. The single issues just came out this year, but it's telling a story that took place decades ago. So is there a character that you would like to see that done with? Maybe you don't like how they are in modern comics and you'd prefer to see them back in a story from back in the day. Or maybe you still enjoy them, but you really dug what they were doing back in the 80s or 90s or whenever, and you wouldn't mind seeing some untold stories. Let me know about that in the comments below. There was a great series, I thought it was a great series anyway, back in the day called Untold Tales of Spider-Man. I remember Mark Bagley was the artist, I believe. I don't remember who the writer was, but they were telling stories that in some cases took place like between panels of a comic book. Some would take place between issues, but some, like if you were, you might be reading Amazing Spider-Man #2, and between panels it was like 1 week later, and then they slotted a story in there. That was really cool. I liked that series. I wouldn't mind having that collected. Don't like it enough that I'm buying an omnibus, but if they ever do like an epic collection or a complete collection, I might pick that up because I really liked that. And again, that was going all the way back to his beginning. So that was Peter Parker had just gotten his powers, was still in high school. So those were some retro stories. So what characters would you like to see that done with? Or do you think it's a dumb idea? Let me know in the comments below. If you have any comments, questions, or corrections, please put those in the comments below. Comments are open for spoilers. Just post a spoiler warning. We try to be polite here on my channel. Please like, share, and subscribe. All the usual YouTube stuff. If you care to follow me on other social media, as of this recording, I am still on Twitter, which is @Ronin5757. On Instagram, where I post pictures of books, comic books, board games, and fuzzy animals, I'm Eric Smith 5757. That's Eric with a K, ERIKSMITH 5757. That is all I have for you this week. So until next week, read more comic books.